Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. We're Metaphysical Empowerment and Wellness Events. We host events throughout the Northwest and online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm here today interviewing Pam Drinnon. Pam, welcome. Great to have you.
Thank you for inviting me in today.
You're so welcome. So please share a bit with us. What is your work? What do you share at the fairs?
Well, I do several things, of course, like we all of us do. I do the tarot readings, and I do the body code and the emotion code. I am a medical intuitive. I'm a life coach. So and a spiritual coach. I use it all. I work with the angels, and or they work with me. Let's put it that way. And I just tune into everyone that I do a reading for, and just ask, of course, for the highest reading, and then allow their higher self, which is connected to their subconscious mind, through me muscle testing. I can go through and ask anything that they want to know. And so what it is, the messages are all coming from them and not me, because it's from their connecting with their subconscious that knows everything.
Mm. So are you using muscle testing to discover what to ask, how to answer? What is?
Well, I'm using muscle testing to ask, all right, if I do a tarot reading, I would just lay the cards out, and after we worked on them, and then I would just let my finger decide. And when my finger goes down, then I know that's the card. But before I even do that, I say, now look, I'm tuning into you, and we're going to talk to your higher self through me muscle testing. And it works so good. People get the best readings. It's so much easier for me because I feel like that it's not coming from me. It's coming, from them. What's really going on in the life. So my readings have really improved since I've been using the muscle test. Now, I had known how to do this for years. I've been practicing muscle testing since 1999. And I learned it because I didn't have people around that could muscle test me. I had food allergies. I was sick all the time. I was such a mess back then. And my chiropractor worked with me. In fact, 2 chiropractors and a nutritionist started teaching me how to muscle test, because at the time I was just doing, I was a professional massage therapist with shiatsu and all that stuff that goes along with the body, and I did that for years. But anyway, so they started teaching me where all these reflex points are in the body, so I could go and do it myself. So I just started practicing on all my clients. I've been in the beauty business for years, so they knew when they came to see me, they was going to get a tune-up, But it was great. It helped to build my practice, just to be able to do the muscle testing, and even to go, this is the right product for you today. And, I sold a lot of stuff too. Oh, your body really needs it, But, yes, and anyway, that's pretty much what I do, and I just do, I like to work with people. I love removing the emotions that we have trapped in us, and people don't realize that we carry over 300 trapped emotions in our bodies, and you can only take off so many at a time. But, and it's also involves having heart walls. Everyone has several heart walls. If you've ever had any traumatic event when you were a child, you have a heart wall, which means your subconscious mind, to protect you, put a wall up over an emotion. It could have been overwhelmed because you didn't want to go in the first grade and you're just freaking out. So there's a wall that goes up to protect you. It could have been made of wood, stone, steel, brick, iron, titanium, whatever. But when that wall goes up 6-7 foot thick, it stays there. And so the person always feels overwhelmed. They go, I'm always overwhelmed. So taking the wall down and releasing that trapped emotion, that's a heart wall, a fear, and then the person gets to feeling better. But I really think emotions is the thing. When I first started really getting into the metaphysics, first was angels, and then it was emotions. And it just said, we've got to figure out how to work people's emotions, because our emotions that's our intuition talking to us. So we tune into those emotions and use them for good, instead of just leaving them stuck in our body because we want to be angry and not let go of us because so-and-so said something derogatory to me 20 years ago. But we do. But we're human. And that's why my work is powerful. And then, of course, the body code, I took that certified in both with Dr. Bradley Nelson's school. And best thing I ever did, because once you muscle test, you can do the emotion code and the body code. Anybody can. Even a pendulum works. This is just so much faster. I've tried all kinds of different things, because the first time I ever muscle test was when I was doing massage work back in 82. And I could never get a good reading. And I thought, well, this doesn't work. What if I put the arms up? I can't get it to move or do anything. But what was going on, which I found out years later when I worked with these chiropractors that taught me really the right way, they just said, if you do not have enough minerals or enough water, you're not hydrated enough, you are not testable. So most of people were not testable, but I knew that I would be, because I take care of myself. Anyway, so I'm everybody's proxy pretty much, and I'm going to test everyone. And what I love though is when I started, after I really got the body code, the emotion code down, I started contacting my subconscious mind. Her name's Sweet Pea, and she's only 3 years old, and she just wants to play all the time. So I do everything I can to play with her, and I do offer people journeys where I take them to meet their subconscious mind, their inner child. And but through muscle testing, I'm able to contact her. I'm just talking to Sweet Pea, and then I realize, though, I'm really talking to not just my subconscious mind, but my superconscious mind. So now, and it took me several years to get the confidence to have the trust that when I was asking for something, it was coming from my higher self and not my subconscious. And then I could ask anything. That is the best part about learning this and practicing it for so many years, that I can ask anything, and I don't have to be afraid anymore. I feel safe. I feel protected, watched over. I'm like not making the wrong decisions. It's just one of the best things that I've ever done, but I developed it. It is a skill, and one of the most powerful skills that I've ever done. But that's pretty
I
much.
understand so much better now what you're doing when I've seen you share your work before, and I understand the muscle testing now better and how you're using it.
Good. Yes. Well, that's it. That's pretty much all I do. And I just find ways to help people heal, and through love. And I like to help people become more prosperous. And see, the one thing we don't realize is our subconscious mind, if it's not in alignment with us, so if it doesn't feel safe for us to make money or to have money or whatever, then the subconscious mind will block us every time. So that is one thing that I love to do. And it's with money, it's with relationships. How come, I can't have a great relationship? But it's definitely the subconscious is afraid that they're going to feel unsupported again or not taken for granted. All those emotions.
There's an energy clearing of some sort that you're doing as part of your work. Is that part of what the emotion code, body code is, or is it, what is?
Well, the energy clearing I do is the Ho'oponopono. Is when I do that. That's but you mean when I do the infinite love and gratitude? That's how I take the emotions off of people.
Because it just seems like I've seen you wander through to find like what's at the source of something, and then there's a way that you're somehow clearing or opening, or even as the removing the walls. Like, what is it that you're doing with those kinds of things?
Well, when I say I get to a wall and I find out that the person's 5 years old and it had to do with her parents, and then she says, yeah, I didn't want to go to school, da, 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 and I cried and missed them like crazy. I know, because I did the same thing. But anyway, so we know it's overwhelmed. So what I do is I find out what the wall is made of, and it's wood, so a 10-foot thick wood wall. Okay, so I say we're going to remove it, and I have a little magnet that I use, but you can use your fingers. You don't have to have a magnet, and I just run it over the head. This is the governing meridian, and so this clears the energy just 2 or 3 times, and it's clear. Now then, when I first started doing it, I thought, well, how come, I don't feel anything, nothing's happening. But after a couple of days, I thought, oh, I feel better. I just felt something lifting off of me. So I always ask, how many days before this person's going to feel better? And it will say 2 or 3 days, So we know. And it is. It's just fun, amazing work. And I feel like I'm just kind of creating it as I go along, but not me, but my higher self keeps giving me more information, and this is right and that's wrong, because I can ask anything. It's like watching when I watch TV, I calibrate everyone. Dr. David Hawkins' book, I'm a big calibrator. I love his stuff. I got to meet him once. He was an amazing man. And anyway, but when I'm watching political events, I'll start calibrating these, people. I'm going, they're a liar. And, that's what I love about this calibration. It's got a scale, where they are. And if they're below 200 in calibration, then they're lying because our energy is there. I mean, of course, that's all I'm tapping into is everybody's energy.
Right. Well, when people come to you at an event, do they come with often a specific issue or question? I'm sure you wander all kinds of places when you work with them.
Well, it starts out, I just want a general reading, and then I get into it, and then this stuff starts coming up, and I'm saying, well, you've got some trapped emotions around that, and blah, 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 and so it just morphs into something else sometimes, but sometimes it's just a tarot reading. They want to know, or they'll have a specific question, and so we're going to see. And as I go through and I lay out the cards, I can go, okay, so you got the Queen of Cups. Well, it says there's a blessing coming in there, and is that a woman? No, it's a process. And then I ask kind of what it is, and when is this coming about? In 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, then this is going to be coming up for you, and you need to be aware of it, so that you can work with it if it's something that seems a little derogatory. But my readings, I do my best to not tell anything negative. We could read those cards anyway, but that is, I just think that's not right. And so if something like the burning tower or the devil shows up, but I always tell them, well, this is your solution. This is what you have to do. But also, number one, remember, it's just a card reading. Whatever we want to put on it, we can make it happen. So, but I hate to say this. I don't hate to say it. I have so many people come back and they'll say, Pam, you remember when you told me in the burning tower and something was going to happen and this big thing happened and it was totally out of the blue and said, all I could think about is what you told me. But, it just, life happens.
Yep, it's great. If people want to learn more about you on the web, where do they go?
Well, I do not have a web page. You can go to my Facebook page if you want to, Pamela Drinnon. Just put my name in. I do have an email address, which is angelworks22@hotmail.com. My phone number, if they want to call me, they can call me anytime, 901-331-0841. I'm also at 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm at Soul Food Coffee House in Redmond, Washington from 11 to 5. So can reach me every day, any day.
That's great. It's been lovely chatting with you. I look forward to people coming to see you at our events as well. And for those of you watching and listening, you can find us on the web at MetaphysicalEmpowermentEvents.com. Take care.
Thank you.